If chlorine tablets are your pool's main source of chlorine, there's a small mistake that many pool owners make. But later in the season, something strange happens. Your pool suddenly needs more and more chlorine just to stay clear. And the cause often traces back to something the tablets add slowly to the water. So if the tablet itself is chlorine, what else could it be adding? The thing causing that change is usually a chlorine tablet. Because tablets don't just add chlorine, they also add something called stabilizer. Stabilizer protects chlorine from sunlight. Without it, the sun burns chlorine off quickly. So pools actually need some stabilizer. If stabilizer is too low, the chlorine burns off really fast in the sun. But every tablet adds more and more stabilizer to the water. And stabilizer doesn't leave the pool on its own. So week after week, tablet after tablet, the level slowly climbs. And this is where the balance matters. Too little stabilizer, chlorine burns off quickly. Too much stabilizer, chlorine becomes slower and weaker. Both can cause a problem. Think of stabilizer like sunscreen for chlorine. A little amount protects it. But if the layer becomes too thick, chlorine struggles to work. So if stabilizer builds slowly, why didn't the pool turn green right away? Because at first, the chlorine can still keep up. The stabilizer level raises little by little, and the pool still looks balanced. But once the level climbs high enough, chlorine suddenly has to work much harder. That's when people start noticing something feels off. So people respond the only way it seems logical. They add more chlorine. But because stabilizer is already high, that chlorine struggles to work. Eventually, algae can start appearing even though the chlorine level looks fine. And at that point, there's usually only one real fix. The pool has to be partially drained and refilled. That removes the excess stabilizer. For many pools, that means draining thousands of gallons of water. And depending on the pool and water cost, that reset can cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So the tablet itself isn't really the mistake. The mistake is when chlorine tablets become your main source of chlorine. Because every tablet adds stabilizer. And over time, stabilizer builds high enough that chlorine can't work the same way anymore. The solution isn't to stop using tablets. It's controlling how much stabilizer enters the pool. Many pool owners alternate between chlorine tablets and liquid chlorine. That keeps stabilizer in a healthy range. Most pools are easiest to manage when the stabilizer sits between 30 and 50 parts per million. That level protects chlorine without slowing it down too much. Do you use chlorine tablets as your main source of chlorine, or do you use them occasionally? Because the tricky part about this mistake is it works perfectly until suddenly it doesn't. And if you've ever shocked your pool and they got cloudier, not clearer, this video is what you should watch next. It explains why that happens.